Welcome to this week's episode of Surviving Everyday Stress with or without IBS. My name is Dana Lynn Thompson and my co-host Baxter is right over there sleeping on the couch. We went for a hike this morning and he is pooped. So you just get me today. I promise I'll try to bring him back next week. I wanted to apologize for being MIA for the past few weeks. I know I said that I would do a video every Tuesday and I promise that I will try to stick to that schedule, but the last few weeks my anxiety and depression and IBS have been overwhelming. Like everyone, my moods tend to go through peaks and valleys, and I've just been experiencing a valley that is quite a bit deeper than what I normally get. I have had some extra stresses in my life. Baxter accidentally ate some of my horse's pain medication after it blew off the table in our barn, and we had to take him to the ER where he was made to throw up and was given charcoal for the toxicity. He's fine, but it scared the crap out of me. Also, I'm in the tax business, and as you know, they extended the tax season an extra month, and there were a ton of COVID tax law changes this year, so it just felt like the tax season from hell that would never end. I've been also working some Saturdays and Sundays since January, and I think that kind of contributed to just my overall anxiety and depression kind of kicking in. So, I did what I always do. I just try to power through. I grew up very British, and our motto is keep a stiff upper lip, so that's what I try to do. Or I also try to take the advice of my favorite coffee mug, which is keep calm and carry on. An interesting aside about this, I love British history, and they actually made these posters in 1939 for World War II because they knew there were going to be massive air raid attacks on London, and they wanted to keep the British morale up. So the air attacks, the Blitz, actually did happen, but they never actually, they rarely used these posters, and they went mostly unknown until a couple were discovered in the basement of a bookstore in Alnwick, England. Then a bunch of companies, bought the copyright for this, and it's become like a phenomenon now. Most of the time I can do that. I can just, keep calm and carry on, and I'm sure to the outside world I look like Kate Middleton. Well, a slightly shorter version, and my husband has all his hair, and well, quite frankly, he's much better looking, and his in-laws are a lot more fun. But on the inside, I'm really more like Britney Spears, and I'm not talking about the super fit six-pack abs, hit me baby one more time Britney. I'm talking about the post Kevin Federline, totally hot mess in sweatpants and a ragged t-shirt on the front of the Inquirer Britney. So the past few weeks, I've definitely been hot mess Britney. I know you know this feeling. Life just is so overwhelming. Suddenly it's all you can do to make it through the day, and then just veg out in front of the TV with a giant bowl of macaroni and cheese and a can of Coke and watch Friends reruns. Anyway, the worst thing for someone with anxiety and IBS is to be stress eating all the bread and pasta I can get my hands on, drinking Coke like I'm never gonna see another can of it again, and then at night I fall into bed so exhausted just from trying to make it through the day, and then find that I can't sleep. I toss and turn all night only to wake up exhausted and have to start the whole thing over again. It's like I'm on the merry-go-round from hell and I can't get off. I'm gaining weight on top of the weight that I already gained from COVID, and now I'm working from home, so I have easy access to the kitchen, which is even more depressing because I'm too tired and burnt out to exercise. Then my IBS starts kicking in because I'm stressed out and I'm eating like crap, which just adds a whole other layer to the blech that I'm already feeling. And then I realize that I know how to get my ass out of this. I am not saying it's easy. I'm gonna have to put on my big girl panties and deal with it. But you know that saying that you have two choices when you get up in the morning. You can choose to be happy, or you could choose to be miserable. Well, my husband will tell you I am not a morning person, and he thinks that I get up every morning and choose to be miserable. But once I've had my first cup of tea, okay, maybe my second cup of tea, there is something that I can do for the rest of the day that magically, and I mean, if you try this, it is amazingly like magic. You are going to feel better in a few days, and I have done this time and again. And believe me, I fall off and get back on the wagon a lot. It's my secret weapon to beating stress into submission and kicking my IBS in the gut. Thank you to my friend Dodd for that awesome pun. I get my energy back and I can sleep better. And if you're rolling your eyes right now and thinking, oh man, here she goes, she's gonna start talking about how she has a morning routine and she does yoga and meditation, that's not it. I know I said it was difficult, but it's simple. It's clean, healthy eating. You will be amazed at how much better you will feel and how quickly it will happen when you stop eating like crap. We've all seen the research over the years about how diet affects your health, but how many of us really take it seriously? I was turned on to this diet by a nutritionist 20 years ago when I was suffering from chronic fatigue syndrome. And when I say I was tired, I mean I could barely keep my eyes open for 2 hours after sleeping for 12. I was too tired to exercise. I would come home at lunch from work and nap just to make it through the afternoon, barely. I'm talking about the need to lay down and go to sleep so strong that if I didn't lay down, I would actually become physically ill, nauseous, and sick to my stomach. I went to so many doctors and they did all these tests. Blood work, great. Thyroid, perfect. Vitamin levels, great. Anemia, nope. Do you know, not a single one of those doctors asked me about my diet. Finally, my sister-in-law, who was a massage therapist and was working in an office with a nutritionist, told me to go and see her. She diagnosed what I had right away, and she gave me a diet that kick-started my body back into working like it should again. She said, you follow this diet, you're literally gonna have more energy and feel better in 3 to 5 days. I was like, no way, because I had been suffering from this for 2 years. I'm sure I looked at her like she was nuts or like she had 3 heads, but at that point I was willing to try anything. And it totally worked. I had more energy than I'd had in 2 years after just 3 days on this diet. I could make it through the day without having to sleep or nap. I started to exercise again, and it has never come back. Now there's a lot of research that's connecting what's happening in your gut to what happens in your brain. That what you eat and how your gut is functioning is going to affect your moods, it's going to affect anxiety, your cognitive function, and a whole slew of other things. So I wanted to share with everyone the diet that I follow, very similar to what the nutritionist gave me. And I want to share that with everyone so that you can give it a shot and see if it helps your anxiety. It's amazing the difference in my anxiety, my moods, how I'm feeling, my IBS symptoms go away when I'm following this diet. It makes my overall just quality of life so much better. So right now I'm working on a guide to this that I'm going to make available on my website in about a week. I will let you know next Tuesday when it's ready. Until then, I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, or give me a thumbs up. And if you've had some experience with changing your diet, I would love to hear what your results were in the comments below. And as always, I just want to remind you that I'm a rescue dog mom. Rescued is my favorite breed. Adopt, don't shop, and I'll see you next week. Bye.